This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everyone. It is one of the top 3 things that we are challenged by in our lives. Brings on a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, and that is moving. That's a challenge in itself, where even if you're an individual moving, there's a lot involved in that. If you're a family moving, even more involved. Now let's look at if it is a senior, maybe mom or dad, or both of them, need to relocate for a number of different reasons. There are so many moving parts involved in that many of us overlook. That's why you have trained professionals to help you out. We're going to talk with a senior moving and relocation specialist, and she works in Colorado. Trusted Transitions of Colorado. Love that name because it says it all. You need somebody you can trust, and she is Bobbie Jo Kinsey, joining us back on the program today. We are going to talk about those things that are overlooked when it comes to a move involving a senior. Welcome back, Bobbie Jo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous today. How are you?
Really, really good. And even before we got on here, you mentioned a few things that I didn't even think of that is all part of the move. There's much more than just picking a place, getting a moving company, packing and unpacking. There's so many different moving parts. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with the placement agents and how you find your community that you want to go to. As a lot of people try to do it themselves because they think it costs money to hire somebody to help them do that, which in actuality, it does not. There is both, because as I'm in Colorado, as you said, there is the Colorado Placement and Referral Association, which will help people in Colorado, is a division of the National Placement and Referral Association, which has chapters in many different states here in the United States. What is a placement agent? I always tell people to look at a placement agent as a senior real estate agent and not, they're not trying to sell you anything, and it doesn't cost you anything. Their services are free of charge to you as the consumer.
Wow.
Yes, the placement agent will come to you and talk to you, and you can interview them just as you would a regular real estate agent. You can interview them and work with everyone you feel most comfortable with. But these people are going to sit with you, figure out what lifestyle you want, what is your budget, what's most important to you. Are you active? Do you need the social aspect of it? And then there's different levels of senior living, depending on how much care you may need. Some not at all, independent living, or then assisted living or memory care, depending on what mom or dad or your loved one's care level is. And those are things that the placement agent will also discuss with you. So then you say to yourself, well, how does a placement agent get paid? Once you decide which community you're going into, the placement agent is contracted with the community, and the community, once you have decided to move there, once you do move there, they pay the placement agent. So there is no charge to you whatsoever. And they will schedule tours for you, take you out there, talk to you about what's most important. And that takes, I talk to so many clients that are touring 10, 15, 20 different communities on their own, which is extremely overwhelming. It's like taking a kid into a candy store. It's like, okay, you can have 2 pieces of candy, but there's 500 options. It's very difficult to make a decision off of something that broad. But this placement agent that you do go into a relationship with can help you narrow that down to 2 or 3 based on your relationship and discussion with them as to what's most important to you, because everybody's different and what their needs are and what their wants are, and also what their budgets are. So, but those are things that are important to them, and they get to know you and help you find that. And there is, again, no charge to you as a consumer for that.
Wow.
So it's a wonderful.
This
for our
is
seniors.
what an eye opener. The one thing that resonates for me, having this placement agent, aside from it being free and paid for by the place you eventually wind up in, it's an impartial view. So even if you have a real estate agent, yeah, they're working for you, but they may gravitate to this place over here because maybe it's a few dollars more and there's commission involved there. This is just it saves so much time. You could get 3 or 4, whatever number you want, different suggestions, and then weigh them all in front of you and not even leave your living room.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it's so amazing because there's just so much going on into a community when you're moving into a community. I mean, forget the fact that you're downsizing and moving your home and, moving from where you love and have been for ages. But also, okay, sometimes the seniors are lonely because they're in the homes by themselves. One of the great aspects of these communities is the social aspect, the dining aspect. My mother lives in assisted living and they look forward to their meals and socializing with their friends and then all the different activities that the communities offer. And a lot of them have hair salons. My mom's going to get her hair done today. So, it's all these services that are available to people and they don't realize that they're out there. And that's, as a senior move manager and the placement agent, we want to be resources to our clients because there's so much help out there for you. After you have decided which placement agent you're going to work with, some of the things that they're going to talk to you about is your important legal paperwork and making sure when you're going into that community that you have your power of attorney listed for finances, your power of attorney for healthcare decisions. One thing that goes a step farther than that a lot of people are not aware of, and I know I wasn't when I first started working in this industry, as a POA, when that person passes away, your POA passes away. The second that person dies, the POA is not valid anymore. So you need to go one step farther when you're looking at bank accounts, investments, and making sure you have beneficiaries listed on all of those accounts. Do you have a will? Is it in a trust? Doesn't necessarily have to be in a trust. Every state is different. Depending on what type of investments, do you own your home or not, things that you want to leave people. Everything needs to be in writing to keep any type of fighting after you pass to a minimum amongst family members. But it just, so that you are cared for properly, make sure you have that POA in place, and the placement agents will also talk to you about making sure that you have those things. And then once you go into the community, they're also going to talk to you about different paperwork, such as a DNR, do not resuscitate, which needs to be listed out. If you're living in a community, if EMTs are called in, a lot of times when there's life-saving measures, they need to know immediately what your wishes are. Again, this all goes back to make sure all of your wishes are documented on paper. And for those people that say, well, I don't drive, I can't get somewhere to get it documented or notarized, there are resources known as mobile notaries that will come to you, and you can make an appointment in your home. You don't have to worry about making an appointment and going to the bank and then calling the bank, is the notary going to be there when I get there? So this way, it can be easier for you to schedule that into your life, and you can write things down and then have somebody come notarize it.
Love it.
So they will come to you. That's another service that is available to you. And it's not pricey to have somebody come to you. So much
easier. And I had to have something notarized recently and had to find the time to do it. Banks are the first choice. There's no guarantee that the notary will be there when you get there. They might not be working that day. 2 of them might be off. They might be on a lunch break. You got to call ahead of time, double check this, that, and other. To make one phone call or even go online and fill out a form, 4:30 p.m., please be here. It's worth it. in my opinion, and especially with a senior, in a winter time, you don't want to take them out and then drag them around and get something signed. And these are great tips. I want to check, Bobbie Joe, the person that will give you suggestions of where you could potentially move. Is that typically available in most or all states, to your knowledge?
It's not all states. If you go to NPRA, which is the National Placement and Resource Association, Referral Association, sorry, um, their website, and then you can put in your zip code, and it'll pop up people that are members that can help you. So if you're not able to as a senior, somebody can help you get onto that website. In Colorado, it's the COPRA, COPRA website, and it's there's just there's lots of referrals on there also. And
Mm,
I know it's not in all 50 states, but I know that there are many states um, that are have chapters and people involved in this association.
wow.
Um, the other thing that's great is, like with us as senior move managers, we also have a national website and organization that many of us belong to, which is N as in Nancy, A, S as in Sam, M as in Mary, M as in Mary, which is NASM. And same thing, if you go on there and it'll ask you, I need to find a move manager, put your zip code in, and it'll pop up people and that has all 50 states, definitely. And,
Amazing.
it'll list people's companies, individuals that do what I do. And we use them all the time if people are moving, say they live here in Colorado and their daughter lives in New York or their son lives on the East Coast somewhere. We'll help them here, pack them up, find a mover, and then work with a company in the state where they're going so that they have the services on the receiving end to help them get unpacked and everything put away, pictures hung, and the service on that end as well, and vice versa. I've worked with people moving from the East Coast here to Colorado, and we'll work together in getting them set up here, get their floor plan, know what furniture, and we communicate together to make those services easy for
Let's
the.
talk about that because that's an interesting situation. If you're moving somebody hires you to move from city to city in Colorado in your geo there, you're planning it from the beginning. So you know how it's going to go when you unpack it. You've already planned it out. Now you've got somebody coming from another state to your area. How do you coordinate that? Do you connect with the moving company and talk with them about what we have here? And how does that all go?
Yes, we talk to the moving company. Yes, we talk to if they're either the family member or if they're working with a senior move manager. And then we'll communicate with each other. If somebody's coming into Colorado, I will find out if they've worked with a placement agent to find that place. And then we work together with the community in making sure that what they're bringing is going to fit, that it's space planned properly. And then we will know when the moving truck is going to get there. We'll meet the moving truck, make sure everything comes off the moving truck that's supposed to come off the moving truck, and then get it all unloaded and unpacked and put away for them.
Mm.
So we are working as a team together. And that's, as a senior move manager, we are resources for you if you need something. And we help full spectrum with where you're moving from, with your family, with the community, with your real estate agent, with your placement agent, so that we're working together for you as a team. And because my clients a lot of times will say to me, well, what am I supposed to be doing? And I'm like, nothing. I mean, we've talked about what you're taking. We will pack everything for you, provide all the paperwork and boxes, and we will unpack everything for you. So we'll just see you on the day that we're moving. So we've already made the decisions,
Mm.
what's going. So you don't need to do anything. Just relax and look forward to your new home. You hired us, let us take care of all that for you.
How about those other things like we're talking about that either we may not consider or we're not aware that the service is available, like the mobile notary or the relocation specialist that gets paid by the destination location?
Hmm.
Some of those other things that you could share?
Some of the other things that they might be needing, well, one being a real estate agent, if they have a house they need to sell. Um,
Mm.
because a lot of them own their homes. They've been there for 50, 60 years. They're paid off. And some of them need the money from the home to pay for the senior community living. And I want to make sure that they're getting connected with a real estate agent that they can trust and they feel comfortable with because that's, they're selling their greatest accomplishment in life, buying that home. And so there's lots of different. I mean, do you need an attorney to get that paperwork put together? Do you need, I've referred out elder law attorneys when there were problems with items with the family. Is
Mm.
it processed? I mean, do you have an accountant? Do you have a bookkeeper? Do you have, so there's so many different things that we can refer people out to, their needs and getting all of the things they need for those moves.
Do you
And
have in your area in Colorado, Bobby Joe, do you have real estate agents that you've worked with or you've seen their work and you're comfortable referring?
I absolutely do.
Mm.
And it's really important that if you are working with a real estate agent, that they are familiar with the area that you're living in. Because, for example, we're in Colorado. Boulder is a completely different area than, say, Aurora, than, say, Colorado Springs, or even Ray, Colorado, which is a rural town out on the border of Colorado and Kansas. Um, they need to be familiar with the area that of your home that you're selling. So
That is
that's a
such a vital piece of information, and I've seen it, lived it. I have a friend now that is buying a franchise, and the franchise has their real estate agents that they work with, but they're 5 states away, and they were making suggestions of locations that if you were in this area, you'd be like, "Are you kidding? I'm never going to put a store there. That doesn't support what, the type of store it is and everything." Clueless. So that is so important and we forget about that. We just assume, well, they're going to know the area. No, you got to make sure. Thank you.
Now you ask them those things. Are you familiar with this area? When you're interviewing them,
Hmm.
they're working for you.
Yep.
So you need to make sure that they have your best interest and it's not just a dollar sign. And
Mm.
there are a lot of realtors out there that have a senior real estate specialty. They've gone a step farther and taking some further classes and specialize in working with seniors
Wow.
and helping them sell their homes and moving through that lifestyle and moving into communities and what that requires. So that is another thing to look at with your real estate person if you're a senior and moving into that lifestyle communities and that they have the seniors' best interest at heart.
What an amazing suggestion. I would never even think that. Most of us, well, real estate agent's a real estate agent. No, but if they have a senior specialty, they're going to be looking for those things that you're looking for, or at the very least, interpret what the senior in the family is saying and translate it to the location. For some of these senior communities, and I'm talking about homes here, I'm not assisted living, things like that. Any suggestions of what we should consider? Something connected to amenities, the organizations involved, things like that. Any ideas to share?
Are you referring to like 55 plus communities?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Well, again, you just mentioned the right word, amenities. Do you play pickleball? That's so big right now. Are there pickleball courts near you? Does that community have them there? Do they have a community center? Do they have a pool? Look at what those communities have to offer you.
Mm.
And because a lot of them have HOAs, which a lot of neighborhoods do. But what's included in that HOA? Because like my HOA where I live is $54 a month, and we do have a pool. There are also HOAs that are $400, $500, $600 a month.
Yep.
And so, when you're looking at that, ask about those HOAs and what that does include.
Yep.
Even if you're renting and you're not purchasing a condo, you still need to understand what the services are there for you.
And to your point, asking those deeper questions that we wouldn't realize, and this is a real situation. I know somebody that moved to one of those communities, and there were two parts of it, and it was separated by a road. This one was the north side, this was the south side. And in both of them, there were two fitness centers, and one of them had a pool, the other one didn't. Well, you don't find this stuff out unless you ask the questions. But if you lived on the south side, the fitness center was okay, but it's aging. On the north side, it's new, it's beautiful. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to use. It's better. They have a pool over there. Come to find out, my friend's parents found out that if you live on one side, you're not permitted to use the other side, even if it's separated by a road. And your key fob has certain privileges. You can't just go across the road. Wow, I'm going to use the Better Fitness Center. Here, it doesn't open the door. That's how they found out. It's like, oh, no, you live over there. You can't use that. You wouldn't know unless you ask those deeper questions.
And that's why I say hire a professional, a senior move manager, a placement agent. We all work together for a team for you. And those are questions and things that we know to ask.
Yeah.
Where if you're going in, and I'm not saying family members don't know what they're doing, one, it just takes it off of their plate because families are busy and they just don't know to ask those questions. And we have all learned from experience and working in the industry what to ask for our seniors.
There's so many moving parts to a move in general, but now when you include your loved one, your parents or seniors, or even if you're thinking about things like that curio cabinet that's been in our family for 58 years. I got to make sure that it's padded, it doesn't get broken, it's an heirloom, blah 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 blah. I'm not thinking about if I can use the pool. I just assume there's other things that we're thinking of. We're not thinking like a relocation specialist. Bobbie Jo, what's the best way to connect with you?
You can call me on my cell phone, 702-277-6807, or you can email me at BobbieJo, BOBBIEJO, at trustedtransitions with an S of CO.com.
Thank you for all the information and the insight today. It's definitely an eye-opener for all of us looking to move. Doesn't matter if it's seniors, but now when you apply it to seniors, it's essential information. I appreciate you being here today.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you. And by the way, I just want to share with you, I just saw something come up on my screen. We were talking about winter and snowstorms.
Yes.
You said bomb cyclone on the East Coast.
Yes.
I hadn't heard that until just now. You said it before we got on here. Yeah, it's apparently coming up the coast.
Well, you guys stay safe and warm.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.